So all this mess has got to go in this car. But first thing we got to do is finish putting this heater core back together. So that's coming up next. All right, guys, got a mess of parts here. Actually, these are for Average Bow Garage, but I had these for another vehicle and they don't fit anything I have anymore. So he wants them for one of his trucks. But everything else up here, it goes back in the car except for maybe a tool or two here I've got just laying up here. I know it looks like a big mess, but once it's all in here, it's gonna look fine. First thing though, I've got to put the heater core back together before we can ever put the dash pad back on. So I've got that valve that I put together. You saw this in some of my shorts. I glued this back together and it's holding great, working like it should. So we'll put this back in the box. This saved me $60 some to get a replacement. So put this in right quick in the box, heater box. Then we can put the heater box back together and put it back in the car. All right, so I'm just gonna pick back up where I left off last time. I've got everything just laying here. Didn't even really pick anything up. So the first thing I gotta do is put this valve back in here. And the easiest way to do it is actually right here. I think you're actually supposed to take all this apart to pull this out, but you can see I bent that around and I'll just bend it back to get it in there. As long as it holds, it doesn't really matter. So we just slide that and that just slides in there and this tightens back up. So let's get that done right quick. All right, now that's back together. Now all I gotta do is put the screws in the place. And this guy is ready to drop back in the car. Then once we get it back in the car, we'll hook the vacuum lines to it. Put the vents back on it. We also got to put this guy back on it. All right, there's a horde of these 5/16 screws. And these just go in like this. And we'll impact them all in. And that finishes out the case. We'll get all these screws in. We'll be ready to bolt her back. All right, all them's in. And I've got one extra screw here, and I don't remember what it went to. I think it goes on something else. But we'll go ahead and put the box in, get it tightened up. I'll figure it out along the way. It might, actually, I know where it went. It went down here, but this is kind of eat up, and I don't think I could get it back in was the deal. So I painted over that, but corrosion would eat up the aluminum right there. So, and this piece will probably be really hard to find, and it's not really affecting anything if you can't tell, so we won't worry about that. One other thing I'm going to go ahead and do, I'm going to spray all this down with some WD-40 or PB Blaster. Hope there's enough in this. And there's not. I got some new one out there in the truck. I'll go get it. But I'm going to hit this off with PB Blaster, and maybe we'll be able to just make everything move a little easier. Also, I wiped off this insulation here on the firewall. It was really, really gross. Apparently the where it leaked and everything, so I wiped it off, cleaned it up pretty good. Not perfect, but you know, better than it was, and it's not green goo sitting on it like it was. So now we can put the box back in. I'm gonna try to film putting this back in, but I don't know if you guys can see or not. Yeah. But anyway. Don't fall over on me. go. And it's up in there. Get a little light on it. Off the light. I can see what I'm doing here. Alright, this is kind of a bear. Get back up in here. But once it's in there, you know, that's the hard part. The rest of it's just bolting things back together. See if I can get it on up in here. There's like a thing it sits on. I think I got it. Here, guys, I'm going to wrestle a little more. Probably going to do it off camera. Alright, guys, it's in there. Now, let's put the bolts on the outside here, under the hood. Got them 3 laying right up here. Do I not have it in there good enough? I don't know if I got it in there good enough. Nope, it's not in there good enough. Let's see. Now that's center home. Alright. Heard it click. And I can see one of my bolts through here. Not great, but I can see it. So maybe I can get this guy. Still ain't in there good, is it? Alright, well, I've got it partially threaded through. I'm going to just push on it some more. Alright, now she's through. Whew. Challenges, baby. Now I've got 3 nuts up here. Sounds like a been exposed to chemicals and radiation. There's 2 and a stick. Now I'll have to figure out where I put the other one. Just hit my fingers and put them on finger tight like so, and we'll come back with the socket, tighten everything up good. Figure out what I've done with the third one. It's black, it blended in. We'll get the third one on. Like I said, I'll put all these finger tight. This one's way down here buried. We'll do all these just finger tight. If I can get that one started. There it goes. And then we'll come back with a socket and tighten everything up right at the last when we hook the coolant back up to it. Okay, so this one is my little oddball 1/4 inch drive one. Okay, so that's tight. Now this thing has an adjustment, and I'll have to go back and adjust it because I messed with it a while ago. But that's pretty much got that. Now we need to start putting these vents need to go back in, and snack them in their clip here. One thing they could have done is put the bolts on this right here to hold it to the windshield. That right there, I've got still a little low. I'm going to have to reach up and under the car, under the dash, and do it. But I got it in where I can put the bolt in. God, you talk about a finger killer. Guys, I had to hook the vacuum lines back up. And the little clip that goes on that. And everything seems to be working. It's a vent. It's not opening very far, but I don't know if it's supposed to. I mean, it springs way out there, but then you'd be on your air conditioner or your heater core. So I'm guessing it just runs vent and runs cool air. I'm not really sure, because your blend door is going to close on it. So there's, yeah, that cable's going to have to be adjusted, I know, because this is right now here, and there's all the way cold, and that's as tight as it goes. So we'll adjust this over so it gets to hot. But other than that, this blend door, I'm guessing it's working like it's supposed to. It's opening and moving. This one's opening real good. All the others are opening real good. I sprayed them down with WD-40 or PB Blaster just to make sure they were moving good. So hopefully everything's working like it should, and everything will work, and I won't have to ever take this apart again. But we'll see. Alright guys, that's in. This door, I'm not sure, I couldn't read online if it's supposed to move further than that, but it'll just move about that far. That might be all it's supposed to do. I don't have no vacuum leaks, so I'm not sure why it's moving so weak, but maybe that's all it's supposed to do. Maybe it's just supposed to be just a little draft of cool air because it's the vent. I'm not really sure. All the others seem to be working right. The vacuum line's plugged in right, the cables are in. Like I said, I do gotta adjust the switch here, but that's not really an issue right now. We'll go ahead and put the next pieces on and tape these up right quick. Which this piece is the next piece right here. Like that. And there's the seals that came off those. Like I said, I'm just gonna put some tape around them to make it look good. But this just slides in right here and then bolts in. It's kind of a tight fit, ain't it? See, that one goes in that vent, and this one goes in this vent. I need to redo these seals somehow, though. So let's look at that right quick. So I got some Gorilla tape. I'm just going to try to tape the edges of this up a little better. Cut some pieces out, tape it around it. Maybe that'll hold these seals together. They're not in the best shape, but as long as they work, that's really all that matters. They're more like cushions than anything, so we'll see about doing that though. Okay, so the stick's pretty good. That should do it. I mean, it ain't perfect, but it's better than what it was, so should seal it to the thing. Need to do the other one the same way. It's made a little different. It doesn't have a bottom, which it might just wore off. I'm not sure, but I need to do it the same way. If I have to, I'll wrap these in tape once I get them done. Alright, so that's in. I just gotta put the screws back in it. And then that piece is in. And then there's the piece that goes to the vents down here. And we can hook the lines up. This heater core is done. Now, all these tubes that are in bad shape, I'm gonna do the same thing. Just Gorilla tape. Use it like duct tape. Put them back together. Alright. So I just wrapped it all up in tape and we'll put it back together like it goes. Hopefully it works. Alright, so that's working. It ain't the best thing I can do, but if it starts leaking anymore, we'll just tape the ends. I mean, it's just a little kick-off vent anyway. But that seems to be fixed pretty good. Like I said, the tape will hold. Might get in there and hit the tape with a little bit of a heat gun, but that should work. So this guy is supposed to have a piece on the bottom. I don't have it, so what I'm going to do is get some air conditioner just the foam that sticks on stuff, and just stick it around this. Once that's in there, it'll work just the same as that gasket, because all that gasket does is pretty much just keep the air from blowing out of where I'm from the vent. It's not a very good seal on this one, so, and I've got it in there like it goes, so they're just not made very good. So I don't know if this went that way, I don't know. Well, no, because the thing was, I'm not really sure. Anyway, I'm just gonna buy some foam, put around them. I might actually pull that right back out and put a piece of foam on that one too. I'm really right as far as I can go right now on the heater core. I can't hook these two vents up, or this vent up, until I get the dash put on. But it's in, it's hooked up. I've not hooked the radiator lines up to it yet, but they're just two radiator lines that go up there. I've just got them looped around right now, and they just go straight back. So, you know, that's really as far as I can go until we get the stereo in, because I can't put the dash back on yet, because I have to put all these speakers and build these speaker mounts and stuff. So, that's it. But that's pretty much how you put one of these back in. Now we can get started on all the stereo stuff. While we're in here, I think we'll go ahead and change all these LEDs out, all these bulbs out, the LEDs and the cluster and everything. I've got some here for it. That's really it. I couldn't find the actual like plug for this. I could find them for a 73, but I couldn't find the 72 plug. I'm not sure what they look like. Probably just cut the power and the ground wire and the switch wire and just hook them together. I mean, it's 3 wires. It's not like I'm going to use any of the speaker leads anyway. This guy sounds like he's busted in the core, so I don't know if there's any good, anything this is worth anything to anybody. So, and I've only got one in the back, so, but that's pretty much what I'm doing tonight. I'm not doing a whole lot, but we'll have heat in the car, we'll have vents in the car. It's not a real hard process to put one of these heater cores in. I'm going to tape up the rest of these and put them in when I can do it. I just can't do it till the dash is in. So, you know, that's a stopping point for tonight. But the heater core's back in the car. Next week, should have all this stuff, start building this speaker box. I may be able to do it one day, may take 2 days, I'm not sure. But we're going to try to get on that and get all that done. And once we get that done, we're pretty much done with this guy. I also found the transmission where it is leaking. It is the dipstick, so that's an easy fix. So that should fix every little drip from the transmission. And anyway, so I appreciate you guys watching. We're up to 55 now subscribers. We're trying to keep growing. Try to bring you content every week. This week was a little bit lax because I had a lot of stuff going on. So, but back next week we should have a good video out for you, putting all this stereo stuff in this car. And till then, please like, share, subscribe, and rig something up.